E te iwi tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou I tēnei pō. Kia ora everybody, Che Wilson here connecting to you once more. Second week now, being back on it and connecting to you through a number of different platforms. Nā reira tēnā koutou, kia ora tātou. Tonight we're going to be talking about Hawaiki Part 2. And last week we covered a general catch-up and talked about Hawaiki based on the fact that I had been back to Hawaiki the other week. I was inspired by going home, and then also wanted to share more about Hawaiki generally as a source of inspiration for us. So as I wait for different ones to connect on, just want to do a big mihi. Nā reira tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou, I o tātou mai I te ata nei, I te aia I oki, kia toitu te tiriti o waitangi. Nā reira tēnā koutou. Let's get into it. So, what's in a name? Last week I talked about Hawaiki and talked about this whole idea of Hawaiki nui, Hawaiki roa, Hawaiki pāmama, and the fact that everything, it's a continuation of a thought where Hawaiki was the original homeland, wherever people choose to trace that. And then as we move from here, this becomes the Hawaiki for those who move. And now I'm going to look at some names. And if we look at Hawaiki, Hawaii, Havai'i, and Hawai'i. And so each of them, Hawaiki is the Maori term, Hawai'i is the Tahitian term, and Hawaii or Havai'i is the Hawaiian term. And if you look at that, they're all referring to either their own place as home or as the original homeland, or that somebody's been there and then named that place after leaving it, Hawaiki. The point I want to note, though, is that there you see that strong connection between us, between Hawaiki, Hawaii, and Hawaii. And then if you look at Rapa or Rapa Nui in Tahiti, some of the different island groups there, Rapa is the furthest of the different islands in a couple of their small groups, and Rapa Nui being the place with the biggest separation. And so there you see, again, the use of a name or a term to describe key islands that connect us around the place. And then we've got Raiatea and Rangiātea. And I wanted to start off first with names because names are really important. Names talk about legacy. And then as we give names to different people, those people pick up those traits. And because we know that as a fact within our culture, we then also give names to different organizations and entities. And so no matter what happens with those names, if they're cared for properly, then hopefully the intent will be carried on. And I share that because this whole idea of Rangiātea, Hawaiki, the intent connected to those places, our tupuna then brought those names and those concepts here. And so I think that's a really important note to reflect on, because as I think about it myself, I think, wow, our tupuna are pretty amazing. Yes, as you go to the different islands, there are a whole lot of similarities. But when you got here, if they arrived in Whangarei, they might have seen a few similarities because those maunga do look like some parts of the islands, both the Cook Islands and even the Tahitian Islands. and even Hawaiian Islands. But as they went further afield throughout Aotearoa, things did look different, but they continued the names. I think of Waiharuru, Tokomaru, Karioi. All of those names are in Hawaiki, and we carry them on here. And Waiharakeke, I mean, as well. All of those different names link back to Hawera, which is Hawera. They all link back. And the beautiful thing is, as our tupuna travelled around the Pacific, they left the clues of our origins in the names. Upolu in Samoa is Uporu in Tahiti. Again, there's a connect. Takitimu and the Cooks, Takitimu and or Takitumu, either or, and Tahiti, and then linking it back to Samoa. So there in the names, you find all these connections. And I thought, well, this is still a nice, easy way to start easing things back into it while we wait for somebody to give me a kaupapa to talk about. So there's the tono. So anybody that's wanting me to talk about a kaupapa to do with culture, I'm not going to talk about politics, even though I might be doing the odd reference. But anybody that wants to send some kaupapa through, then I can check that all out and then hopefully come up with a kaupapa for us to discuss over the next little while. Ka te ake, e mihi kau atu ana kia koutou. Stay well, stay safe, and be proud. Kia toitu te ao Māori, kia toitu te ahurea Māori, kia toitu te tiriti o Waitangi, rire hau, pai Māori re. Kia ora tātou.